It is a Good Vibes Friday, and that means our entire editorial team is working tirelessly to ensure that the weekend ends with good vibes only, and that will be at 9 p.m. But for the next hour, in other news, my name is Tracy Mokami, and we will be telling you the news besides the news. And tonight, we are in June, we are headed to July, but January is on our show tonight. Esther, what an interesting name. All right, I think Esther January will be joining us shortly. But Emmanuel Inonda is here with us. Hi, Emmanuel.
Hi, Tracy.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, pleasure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Esther, you're here with us. Hi.
Hi.
Interesting name, January.
January.
Well, I don't know what my parents were thinking. Yeah.
Well,
I get that a lot of people.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for having time for us on In Other News. And to our top story now, yesterday, history was made when the first sitting member of parliament was actually found guilty and sentenced due to corruption. Now, Emmanuel, you were here and you were following those proceedings.
Yeah, I did. And whatever happened yesterday, I think the court is setting good precedents for other courts so that in future, when you steal 40 million, you are given 700 million fine or 10 years. But I hope it should be in billions. You know, right now, the economy, the shilling is growing weak against the dollar. So they should tighten the rope a bit to make it a billion. But Waluke's case, no one saw it coming. Most of us were asking the judiciary and the Maraga, okay, we've been here and there saying you had money, we need more addition to the courts. Why the high profile case you prosecuted? But then again you find at least something has come from the courts. But the proceedings were funny if you followed it. The way the Cliff Ombeta and the lawyers were trying to defend Waluke after Kitumbua kishaingia mchangani, it was hilarious.
I actually agree with you, Emmanuel. Esther, did you follow this proceedings? How did you even expect that a sitting member of parliament would be charged with graft and actually sentenced?
Not really. Actually, I followed the proceedings, but the verdict was surprising to me. And I wanted to be among the many Kenyans who were so happy by the verdict, but unfortunately I wasn't. Yeah. Because I feel like it's more politics. Yeah, and if this will continue, all those who have been in the sagas of corruption, if the justice will be served.
I feel like, Esther, this is actually a time where we should be appreciating if this is politics, because for us to be able to recover the 300 million that was lost, and to actually, how many times over, Emmanuel, when they move to a mathematic, we will have the 300 plus 300 more plus, you know.
It's close to 2 billion, but the question is, will they pay, or the Court of Appeal will save them? You see, these politicians are funny. You can set this standard, then the Court of Appeal will reduce the terms of the sentence. They'll say, okay, you have to serve for 2 years or pay a fine of 10 or 20 million each. You see, or you just crap out the case. And even if the Court of Appeal upholds the ruling of yesterday, you'll find out these people will go to the Supreme Court. After going to the Supreme Court, the case will be heard and determined after a very long time. Then you find out that even this 700 million is not value for what we deserve. But then again, I think it's a good thing. Though, just like January has said, politics might be playing a role in this. Because
and when you guys speak politics, I saw Nelson Havi online coming out to defend, I don't know if it's to defend Waluke and Wakungu, or it's just to defend the rule of law, because he said that for these people to be awarded this money, the courts actually approved that they should be paid. So if there's anyone who is being jailed right now, then probably it should be the people who made the ruling that these people should be paid this money. But it will be interesting to see, Emmanuel, as you mentioned, how this case is going to pan out, if we will be seeing an appeal of the same. But as you mentioned earlier, Emmanuel, yes, there is how this case was actually tried in open court. Cameras were there, and we actually had these proceedings, and we realized some of the defense that the defense team was putting across is that Emmanuel, this man is a military man. He said he should be he should be given a leaner sentence just because he stopped the 1982 coup. Is that what he said?
You see, these people, it was somehow comedy, because the lead counsel was saying this man saved President Moi from the coup. Actually, the coup happened, just that it was not successful, but happened. So I don't know if he was among the people who stopped the coup. And then again, he's saying Waluke is old. So if he goes to jail, Corona will do what? Will hit him hard.
But there are old men in prison, Emmanuel. Why should he be a special old man?
He's a politician. Politicians, they think they're more special than others. Yeah, so if you go to jail, Corona will strike the MP, and then again you see our the money that was taken, that was largely taken, he used it to help the orphans and all that stuff. So you wonder, is that kind of defense that you can put online to save your client?
And there have been contradicting reports rather on this story, on the amount that is supposed to be bond, on the number of years that he has been jailed, and both Waluke and Wakungu are supposed to get 10 years in prison age. And this brings me to the fact that we have seen these people tried, and they have actually been sentenced, and their sentences read out. But NYS, Esther, if people supply the air and they got away scot-free, why this person in particular? As you say, the politics involved. What are the intrigues of the politics involved in this case?
You see, we are about to actually, people are campaigning for 2022 elections, and they are starting early. Yeah, and I have a feeling that our president fears he will leave no legacy behind, and the only thing to do right now, when we are about to, when he's about to finish his term, is to deal with corruption. And I think Waluke is one of the weak links. Yeah, because if you look at this saga, it's something that happened in the year 2004. Those are 16 years later. And then we have fresh sagas that no one has dealt with. And then you wonder, as much as, yes, we want justice for all the money that was stolen, why do we have to go to that, go back to someone who has been, because we have billions. The fresh sagas, we have people who have stolen a lot of money. So that's why I'm saying it's basically politics, and the fact that our president wants to leave the legacy behind, because he has actually noticed he doesn't have any legacy that he'll be leaving behind.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people feel like justice has been served. And Emmanuel, you actually mentioned the fact that we hope this is going to set a precedent for all other graft charges.
Before, you had mentioned about people supplying air to the NYS. You know, air is something, maybe they were supplying oxygen, but you see, Waluke didn't supply anything. He just received money for supplying nothing at all, not even air.
And this brings me back, I think you told us this story earlier, where there was this, was he a king who actually ordered an invisible suit, I don't know, maybe the services that they offered were invisible. And this week has actually been, I don't want to call it dramatic, yeah? We have seen a lot of people in the political space just going back and forth, trying to set out, as Esther calls it, the stage for 2022. And among the things that were happening, Governor Anne Waiguru was actually trying to be impeached. Now, it seems like Anne played her cards right, literally. Her secret card, the heart, ensured she won the game. Her defense team, led by her husband, Waiganjo, convinced the senators that she was not guilty of the charges that the members of County Assembly presented. Emmanuel, were we shocked?
First of all, I'd like to ask myself, was Waiganjo there because of love or because of his profession? So I don't know, but
well, I feel like it's both, and that is how we
you see,
we ended up with a governor so comfortable she was actually able to afford playing cards. When you know your significant other got you, Esther.
You see, Waiguru was on the right side of politics. I told you this a few weeks ago. You called me a prophet of forever. It has come to pass. She was on the right side of politics. Even in court, she mentioned BBI. She just said BBI. And then you've seen the senators, the other senators they are hungry about it. Okay, this sanitization, all that stuff. But she was on the right side of politics. Then the case that was brought in by the members of Kirinyaga, it was not a strong case that you can argue about. You see, for example, Waititu's case, they said, okay, Waititu, you have 100 million shillings in so and so's account. These are the bank statements. But in the Waiguru case, they're saying, oh, Waiguru is, she has attitude. She has an attitude. So you see, you cannot impeach someone because of attitude. Is the work being done well? Then again, you see, the people of Kirinyaga went to the ballot early in the morning in 2017 to elect a governor. Remember, they had more choices. They had Martha Karua, but they decided to settle on Waiguru. Over 159 votes for Waiguru. So a group of few selfish MCS, it's like someone termed it in the Senate, cannot purport to speak for the 159,000 people representing their selfish interest. So it's a good thing it's a win for the Kirinyaga people.
Esther, I am curious, do you feel the same?
Well, what I can say is that Waiguru is a smart woman. She played her cards very well.
Literally playing her cards, yeah, while the proceedings were going on very well.
Cards.
Well, yeah, you see, people might see it like as an attitude. Maybe it came out strong, but I think it's confidence. When you know you're on the right side of everything, you don't have to worry, you know. So yeah, I think she played it well, as much as people will throw speculations all over.
Well,
the senators
Esther, you say speculations. Yeah, you say speculations. I feel like it is too much coincidence for us to be continuously speculating about the same person. Where there's smoke, is there fire?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes there's fire. Yeah, but also, what are we going to accuse her of doing anyway? Because the Senate has already declared her that she's not guilty of anything.
Well, the talks online, Esther, have been that we were all sure what was going to happen. It was, I think people are bored during COVID-19. We just needed to watch the proceedings to see the drama and some of the drama that was involved in this impeachment hearing. We saw Ndegwa Wanjiru, and he has been trending as well. Emmanuel, what do you make of this man?
This guy, he has a future, and the way he was trying to put those witnesses, Waiguru witnesses to task, is on another level.
I think if I was told that I am going to be cross-examined or interviewed by this guy, I think I would just thank you very much. I think that job was not for me. You're saying
the way he was harassing them. The first guy who is in the procurement department, almost people online were saying, "Oh, give this man a glass of water." He was almost suffocating. The kind of questions is being asked, he's being put to task to respond to. It's like it's on another league. But then again, this guy is new. Okay, we are just here for formality. Let the lawyer enjoy his time. He'll be marketable after the case. You see, it's a win for that lawyer, but a loss for the MCS in Kirinyaga. So the guy was bright, the guy was good, and I think he has a future. But given if I'm just like the way you've said, if you have to go to the same panel with him, he wants to cross-examine you, then.
But I feel like if he felt they had such a strong case as MCAs, some of these charges that were being leveled against Governor Anne Waiguru should have been reviewed. I have seen online people complain that a driver was apparently fired for being suspected to fart in a car. But when did this become criminal? A natural body process, Emmanuel.
You see, that's why I told you this guy's had no case. You can't say Waiguru has an attitude. She fired the driver because the driver did fart. How can you argue it constitutionally? It has no basis. That's why the witnesses had an easy time. They let Ndegwa, is it Ndegwa?
Yes.
The lawyer have his time, knowing that this thing is done, is well done, and that's how it happened that way.
Of course, Emmanuel, there was no other way it was going to end, especially because there's no law governing farts, yeah? I don't know I don't know how that would go about, yeah? And you have mentioned that Ndegwa Njiru is someone to actually watch out for. Esther, have you seen in any moments, yeah, that you are actually, you know, glued to your screen and thinking, this guy?
I don't have much about Ndegwa because I think he's how can I put it?
Some people like, call him. Some people say that he's David. He was trying to throw a stone, yeah, to sling at Goliath. In this case, if that is the case, he failed terribly, Emmanuel.
You see, in the modern era, we don't have the Goliaths and the David.
And the slings. I don't know when was the last time I saw one.
Because if the sling, Waiguru had the sling, she had the Goliath and she had the David. So I don't know, these are just the spectators. So Ndegwa was there to have his time and try to shine. Actually, he was on an interview. Then I think he passed. So in the near future, you'll see these members of parliament, since the courts are coming too fast, the way it came for Waluke, soon you'll be seeing Ndegwa representing them as the lead counsel. He has a future, but I just feel pity for the guys that the guys that were being cross-examined by him. You see, even a name is asking you, "What's your name?" I ask, "What's your name?" You see, you can even forget your name. So Waiguru had the stones, the slings, she had the Goliath, and she had the David.
Yeah,
she's now smiling.
And I am really hoping, Emmanuel, for the sake of the people of Kirinyaga, that we will not be seeing a repeat of this exercise. We have seen when governors are under siege, like.
But they said they can impeach her 9 more times before 2022, according to the law. So will they be impeaching her at the same time the Senate is acquitting her? So let them not waste their time. Let them give their governor, their chosen governor, their beloved governor, time to work for them. Now, you see, the Senate told her, now Waiguru, it's your time, end of fanya kazi, go and work for the people.
And I really hope it is a lesson as well, because like I said earlier, where there's smoke, there's probably fire. Maybe not to the same magnitude, yeah, but I hope we will be seeing people actually coming to agreement in this county.
But sometimes the smoke might be coming from the neighbor's house. Yeah.
Okay.
What about that? If it's coming from the neighbor's house.
Well, you go to your neighbor's house and provide rescue services. I don't know. Do you let your neighbor's house burn, Esther?
Because
no, you can't. You have to help them. Yeah.
All right, sawa. Now, moving on to another story that has made headlines this week. Amos Kimunya is now the majority leader in the National Assembly after the Jubilee Purge axe fell on Aden Duale earlier in the week. Now, Kimunya is not new in government. He was Trade and Finance Minister under former President Mwai Kibaki. Before we get to that return of Kimunya, Emmanuel, is Duale done and dusted?
Duale, the way he was humble in his acceptance speech in the parliament,
I was so shocked. You know, this same man who has come to put people in line and give direction for the party and has been so stern and harsh with other members. Who thought?
Surrendering to Kimunya of all the people. I saw Khalwale bragging that he single-handedly sent Kimunya home. If you remember the infamous Kimunya must go. To stop corruption, wherever Kimunya must go. So Khalwale was bitter about it. Then Duale surrendering to Kimunya. You see, if the president could have chosen someone, let's say from where Kimunya, where Duale comes from, or any other person, but Kimunya for all the people, I think Kimunya has more life than Waiguru or any other person. He has outlived and he has proven it. So Duale is going down there. You can't imagine it's the Duale who told Isaac Ruto, kama pesa ni mama yake.
And this Emmanuel boils down to the Jubilee purge and realignment, as Esther put it earlier, for 2022. I don't know why we are thinking about 2022 in the middle of a pandemic, but we have seen the Deputy President come out with congratulatory messages for the former majority leader, telling him he has done a good job. Esther, what do you make of this statements by the DP, especially considering that other people who were actually removed from party positions were not able to receive the same kind of messages? Does this go to show the relationship between Duale and the DP, or what are we looking at here?
You know, Duale has not been hiding his relationship with the Deputy President. It has been all over, yeah? It's not something that he's ashamed to say. And I think maybe this is one of the things that maybe the president is not okay with it. And like I said before, it's all about politics and the campaigns and the 2022 elections and the BBI. And the fact that Duale clearly, openly says he supports the deputy president. It was seen. It was. We expected it. He won't last long.
Well, so a lot of us felt like in the recent past we have seen cordial relationships between Aden Duale and the president. We were hoping that maybe he had survived the purge, but now let us focus on the man who has taken over this position. Amos Kimunya. Emmanuel, he'd rather die than resign. He resigned and he's still here with us again.
Maybe he died, but I told you he has more
maybe
than 9
he got
lives.
born again after he died. You never know.
So, even if he was born again, you see, he has more than 9 lives. He came back, he lost...
and where are people getting all these lives? Waiguru has 9 lives, Kimunya has 9 lives. Why do I have 1 life?
Waluke has 1 life.
Oh, okay, I see. It depends on which side you're leaning.
It depends on which side of the politics you are.
And that is a very unfair scenario because, well, if we have players who have 1 life, others with 9 lives, how is that even an equal match? Yeah.
It depends on which side you are playing. If you are playing for, let's say, Arsenal, be sure you'll spend more than a decade, even 2, without seeing the trophy. Meaning you have few lives. You see, let me give you an example of Waluke. You know Waluke, he's been fined close to 1 billion shillings with 10 years in prison. Be sure he'll go and appeal the case. Then the Court of Appeal will give it 2 or 3 months. Then in those 3 months, we'll see where Waluke will be going. Will he be going the side of the stranger who received 112 million, or will he be going to the other side?
What is wrong with you, Manuel? Why would you just say that? The stranger who did what?
There's someone, you see, Waluke got, was it 50 or 40 M?
40 million.
Yeah, and then Wahungu got another 40 or 50. Then there's another person who a stranger, who got 112. The lawyers keep saying unknown person. So this unknown person seems to have no account number, no ID, no name, but he has an account where the funds were deposited. So if Kimunya decided to stay on the right side of politics. That's what Anne Waiguru did. Immediately after Baba had a handshake with the boss, Uhuru, Waiguru went straight to the court, withdrew the case that she had filed against Raila of defamation when Raila said she had stolen.
And you see, politics is such a dirty game, Emmanuel.
To them, it's clean.
What?
That's why they are being sanitized. It's clean, according to them.
So sanitization makes them clean, yeah? And among the people who have refused to sanitize themselves and have decided they have their own way through this is Mwangi Kiunjuri and the launch of the Service Party. Netizens were on fire, just castigating his party symbol and him forming a party of his own. Emmanuel, do you think he's going to survive?
Actually, I thought he's a brand ambassador for Blue Band.
What?
The colors and everything, but then again.
And what really threw me back was the hats. What was what was with the hats? Esther, did you see Mwangi Kiunjuri's party? All right, I think Esther will be with us shortly. But Senator Malala is also among the people who are experiencing, what do we call it, Emmanuel? What is the opposite of sanitizing?
Sanitizing? Hey, Victor would tell us on sanitization.
Well, do you think that these political temperatures will cool down at any moment before we get to 2022, or where we are at right now is how we will push through all the way?
You see, someone like Malala, he's from ANC, right? And he doesn't agree with his boss. He's more of ODM than ANC, though he was elected on ANC. So it happens that his boss, Mr. Mudavadi, is not walking on the same path with the master whom Malala is serving. So he decided to crack the whip. And you see, very soon you'll hear of wrangles in ANC, then ANC will be like Ford Kenya. You see what Wamunyinyi and Wetangula, whatever is happening in their party, is soon coming to ANC. And trust me, the courts, even the political party registrar, will not de-whip Malala, or Malala will be the senator for Kakamega until 2022. So whatever Mudavadi is doing is just trying to test the waters and rise the temperature
Emmanuel,
to show his relevance.
A wise man once told me that your boss is always right. And it seems that these politicians have not
But
learned
right now, politics in Kenya, we have two bosses. Only two.
Well, and if any of them is your boss, then you toe the line.
So, Malala, his boss is Mudavadi, but he serves the boss of ODM. That's where the problem comes in. Yeah.
All right. Waswahili wanasema wahenga ya njia mbili nini fisi. I don't know how they say it. Yeah. Let us go on a short break. I'll have that methali for you when we come back after this short break.
Anne Waiguru kept her cards close to the chest, and she knew all the while she had the aces. The Senate has saved her from impeachment by dismissing all charges against her. And Cleopas Malala, the senator who chaired the committee that saved Waiguru, is now fighting for survival after the ANC expelled him from the party. Plus, the total jail terms for Member of Parliament John Waluke and Grace Wahungu is 67 and 69 years respectively if they do not pay a 2.1 billion shillings fine. And also tonight, we shall tell you how you can cook kills worth 30 shillings without oil in 1 million shillings sufuria.
Thank you so much for staying with TV47. My name is Tracy Mokami and this is In Other News. Now, criminal gangs in Nakuru County are using drones to monitor security agencies' movements and activities. Now, the tactic is used by gangs including one named Confirm, which is considered one of the most dangerous gangs in Nakuru town. We have received information that the gang is now using drones to carry out criminal activities. Inonda, drones and criminal activities, I know that is your tool of trade, yeah?
Which one? Criminal activities?
No, the drone. What do you mean?
I was wondering what are you trying to imply?
You're not implying anything.
You see, the drones, if a criminal can afford a drone, not in a city, but a smaller town, a smaller city like Nakuru, then it means they are trying to be smart.
And they are robbing the wrong places, because if you can afford a drone, yeah, you must be stealing property worth, you know, a little bit on the higher.
Exactly, because to the extent, but you see, the police should have gotten these drones long time ago. Don't wait for the criminals to think for you, then you start implementing whatever they are doing, countering them. But the funny thing is that I'm told they are being sponsored by a few politicians, some politicians. So then I would wonder, why would a politician sponsor a criminal with a drone? Because I was wondering how...
And I feel like thieves have gotten really bold. Esther, did you see a trending video with... online, yeah, there were actually people who were caught on camera in Kilimani robbing one guy actually in broad daylight. Did you see the video?
Yeah, yes, I did.
And your thoughts on the same?
Yeah, I agree with Emmanuel. I also think there's someone bigger behind all these things. That's the reason why the criminals, these criminal acts are so many, and they still get away with it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Emmanuel.
So to afford a drone, you need a sponsor, and that sponsor is the politician. So my question is, what are they targeting? What are they aiming? Yeah, because you cannot just surveil somewhere if you are not a terrorist, or if you are, because even the thugs, the robbers themselves, those criminals, wale wakubwa, they don't use drones. But this funny way of doing things, because here in Kenya, the criminals, mali akili ya polisi inaishia, that's where the criminal starts, and that's the trend. So I don't know, but I just hope that something will be done, because you know, for you to use a drone, you need a license. So those people, I think they have been licensed to do so. If you saw the commissioner, the county commissioner was saying that, okay, when we arrest them, they are released from the prison, from the remand, I mean, before they are taken to the court. So then you wonder, so there must be something hidden, because the robbers or the gangs masquerade as journalists gathering information and news.
And this is not the first time that our profession has been targeted by robbers and con artists. We saw the other day some people trying to masquerade as Citizen TV journalists, and we really hope that we will be seeing a drop in criminal cases and people getting robbed, especially during this pandemic period, because...
But the level of a drone is another level.
Yeah? I actually agree with you. And actually for people to have the guts to rob people in broad daylight as well, I don't know where these criminals are getting this.
You see, you cannot say it's the pandemic, because even before the pandemic, we've seen people being robbed in broad daylight. Until we saw, even here in Nairobi, we saw Governor Sonko, when he was still the governor, trying to put in place people to combat these magas. Everywhere, the city askaris were everywhere trying to arrest these magas, broad daylight. So you cannot say the pandemic, but it's the culture of terrorism and robbery, thuggery, trying to take another route from the normal one. Because umejua hii ya kawaida, it's maybe tedious, it doesn't pay well. So they are trying to take a smart way where wanajua for the police to reach this level tutakuwa tumeharvest sana.
Well, I agree with you, Emmanuel, and in the interest of time, our last story, because I can see Linda Alela is on standby with good vibes for us. Now, controversy has sparked South Africa after the commissioning of the first Satanic Church. Now, the South African Satanic Church, founded by one Adri Norton and Ryan Swegler, was established early this June after 4 years of efforts to seek recognition as a religious group. Now, in an interview, the duo said they see Satanism as an archetype, a force, not something that needs worshipping. To them, Satan is a symbol of pride, freedom, and individualism. I think my mom is watching and she's screaming at this news. Esther, how do you feel about there's now a satanic church, you know?
To be honest, I'm actually even scared because while I was growing up, I thought these are the things people do in while they hide. They don't just come out in public and say, I'm attending a satanic church. And now seeing it has been launched and everyone can see it, I'm wondering whether they're trying to recruit members or
and you know, Esther, we're all scared by this news, but the fact that they feel like they should have a satanic Bible study, should they call it something different? The Bible is Christian. Emmanuel,
that was where I was coming from. I was going to actually.
Where are you coming from or going to? It is a struggle.
I'm torn in between. Unajua kizungu ilikuja na maili. So most of the time people have been hiding, calling it funny names or this name. But these guys have come out and say, look here, we are worshipping Satan. But then again, it's only the preachers who are out, but they are saying they'll conceal the identities of their worshippers. So I don't know why. But should we call it a Bible? How do you call it Satanism?
You know, I am also wondering, how do you even, what is a satanic wedding to begin with? What do you swear in the name of? I'm like, I feel like it has absolutely doesn't add up, yeah?
Then you have to train first. You need to go to the Bible study of Satanism. So for you to understand Satanism, then for you to qualify to be a Satanism.
A Satanist.
A Satan. For you to qualify to be a Satan.
A Satanist. What do you mean?
A Satanist. Yeah, so
Satanist.
It has come very close to us. Now it's in South Africa.
I feel like people are just idle though.
They are idle or just maybe. It can be tourism. Most people will want to see how does this Satan look like, or how does this church look like. When it has events like weddings, Bible study. So maybe I don't know if it's a way of pranking people. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, religion is usually, Emmanuel, a very touchy issue, and I believe the same way a lot of us defend Christianity is how, I don't know, maybe some of these members of this newly found religion might defend themselves.
It will flash out these people who always say, I went to hell and I came back. I saw Satan with my own eyes. I came back. So maybe they'll be testifying in that church how Satan looks like. Maybe in future we'll send them to hell with the cameras to come to record how the services are done in hell. Then they are played in this.
All right, so that is all the time that we had for In Other News. In the next few minutes, Good Vibes Only will be on air. See you shortly. I'm actually part of the panel, you know
Good
that.
Vibes.
Yeah?
I can see Linda clapping.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope she won't be like Ndegwa on you.
I hope so. Let us see how this goes.
She's the master of good vibes. So
I know.
I hope she won't be hard on you.
Let's see how that goes. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. In Other News is on again on Friday, yeah? See you.
Welcome to the exciting world of M-Truck Solutions, your trusted provider for bulk SMS.